What's going on, all you mentees? Uncanny Omar here from Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. And join me today for my top 11 picks, essential buys, must-reads for the month of February of 2023. So let's go ahead and get started. Welcome back, everybody. And as always, I like to remind people that some of the dates are subject to change when doing these particular lists. But this is my top 11, and I decided to do 11 because, well, I really don't have an excuse, just because. Because of the ending of last month happened to be on January 31st, February 1st. So I was like, hey, those 2 weeks are together. I kind of want to suggest another book. So I did top 11 last month, and I'm going to do it again this month. Thank you again to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Could not be doing this without you all. But yeah, what we're looking at is my suggested reads, suggested buys, essential buys for the month of February. And subject to change because some dates have moved around, of course. Whether it's the big two, Marvel and DC, or whether it's Dark Horse Fantagraphics, or even some manga. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to go back to the last week of January, or first week of February, with Daredevil by Miller and Jansen. Now, that is a book that I wanted to put on my list last month, but I was like, you know what? I could actually put it in this month, because it's coming out the first day of February, and here we are. So, of course, I'm adding it. This is the book that made so many of us a Daredevil fan. This is Frank Miller's phenomenal run on this particular character. Changed the character from an obscure character that was about to get canceled to almost a household name because of the movies. I say movies, oh my gosh, because the Netflix show. And I think most people now know who Daredevil is. I mean, the character has appeared, I guess the character of Matt Murdock has appeared in the MCU. But anyway, this collects issues 158 to 161, 163 to 191, and What If 28. I've done an overview of this already and absolutely recommending it. You know, this is one of those, at least to me, top 10 creator-centric runs on a particular character or a particular series. Next up on the list is Avengers by Jonathan Hickman, Omnibus Volume 1. This is the new printing, and of course I'm recommending this one. This one came and went, and so many people wanted it, and you all voted for it, so Marvel decided to reprint it. This collects Avengers 1 through 23, Avengers 1 through, or New Avengers rather, 1 through 12, Infinity 1 through 6, Infinity Against the Tide, Infinity Comic 1 and 2, Astonishing Tales Mojo World 1 through 6, and material from Shang-Chi, Master Kung Fu number 1. This is the era after Brian Michael Bendis left the book, so you had the wonderful talent of Jonathan Hickman come in and take over the book. You've got artwork in here by Jerome Pena, Steve Epting, Adam Kubert, Mike Deodato Jr., Stefano Caselli, Jim Chung, Lionel Francis Yu, and just to name a few. So I love the fact that the character of Captain America and Iron Man are like, yeah, we just need to think bigger. We need to make it bigger. We need an Avengers world type of Avengers. And the New Avengers were like, yeah, we're the secret society that's not going to tell the main Avengers what's really going down. Next up is Hulk, Planet Hulk Omnibus, a book that was previously collected in a oversized hardcover format, trade paperback, and then Marvel decided to release it as an omnibus, and this is the reprint of said omnibus. The lead into the story isn't 100% necessary. I think it's actually Daniel Way that wrote that. But the big part of the story is all in here. If you've never read it, this collects Fantastic Four 533 to 535, Incredible Hulk 88 to 105. That's a 2000 series. Giant Size Hulk number 1, What If Planet Hulk Gladiator Guidebook, and New Avengers Illuminati number 1, as well as Amazing Fantasy number 15. 656 pages, $100. This is a amazing run. Jose Ladron doing most of the covers, if I'm not mistaken, with, of course, Greg Pak doing all the writing in here. And, well, most of the writing. The Planet Hulk chunk, yes. JMS actually writes those issues of Fantastic Four, and Brian Michael Bendis, of course, writing the Illuminati. Batman, The Dark Knight Detective, Volume 7. This is an era of Louise Simonson, Peter Milligan, Dennis O'Neil, Jim Aparo, Alan Grant, and collecting Batman 474, Legends of the Dark Knight 27, Detective Comics 634 to 638, 641, 643, and the annual number 4. Getting closer, I think we need 2 more to get us over to the Nightfall storyline. So we need 2 more of these, and I think 1 more of Cape Crusader to get us there, matching up perfectly. Scurry. Now, this is a series that was coming out in Kickstarter format, so beautiful hardcover slipcase edition books. I've done an overview of them. Actually, Max Smith donated some of the books to one of our giveaways. He was kind enough to donate them. That was amazing. So Max Smith is both the writer and artist on this. This is a trade paperback. Well, why am I recommending it? Because it's such a good story. It's beautifully drawn. The artwork is this painted look to it. And anytime you throw little mice in there that are in trouble, and I know that sounds demeaning, but it's not. Because they pick up weapons and they fight back. And I'm a huge fan of the Redwall series. That's where all my love of like little furry animals with swords and stuff came from. And sadly, we haven't had any of those books because Brian Jocks passed away a few years back. And I don't think anybody's picked up the mantle to keep writing stories in that universe. But in comics, I mean, we've had Redwall, and Scurry is just as awesome. It's beautiful, and yes, absolutely pick it up if you've not read it. Try it out in paperback format. I hope they release it in some kind of hardcover format. Spider-Verse Spider-Geddon Omnibus. So here we have this beautiful collection, all of it in reading order. I did a YouTube short on the proper reading order of it, the way that it's done in the book. There are a couple of things I would have changed, but I think everybody has their own reading order when mapping these books. This is near perfection. I mean, chef's kiss. They spent a lot of time mapping it. So collecting Edge of Spider-Verse 1 through 5, Spider-Verse 1 and 2, Superior Spider-Man 32 to 33, Amazing Spider-Man 7 through 15, Spider-Man 2099 5 through 8. That's a 2018 series, or 2014 series rather. Scarlet Spiders miniseries, Spider-Woman miniseries, Spider-Man or Spider-Verse Team Up miniseries, Edge of Spider-Geddon 1 through 4, Spider-Geddon 0 through 5, Superior Octopus one shot, Spider-Force 3-issue miniseries, Spider-Girls 3-issue miniseries, Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man 311 and 313, Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider 1 through 4, Vault of Spiders 1 and 2, Spider-Geddon Spider-Man Noir video comic, the Ghost Spider video comic, and the Spider-Man video comic, as well as the handbook and the free comic book day 2014. Woo! A lot of books in there. 1,440 pages, $125. I'll be doing an overview of that probably the week it comes out, if not the week before. Now, I've talked a lot about some Marvel books this time around, but they're really good, and a lot of those you all voted for, and these are very good books that I think people should read. But let's dial it back a little bit and talk about Mermaid, Scales, and the Town of Sand by Yoko Komori. This is a story about Tokiko, who is infatuated with the world of the mer people. And she happens to move into a town that celebrates mer people, but don't believe in the magic of the mer people. Merman, mer women, whatever. Now, this all is set on the backbone of the idea that her mom and dad are splitting up, and her dad is moving to a busy city, and she is going to go live with her grandmother and about to start the 6th grade. There's a little boy named Narumi involved, and we don't need to know about that punk. This hits close to home because my kids, I have two daughters, and both of them are infatuated with magical worlds, mainly because of comic books and movies and anime and manga and video games, and they get lost in their own worlds, and I love that about them, and I don't ever want them to lose that magic. And both of them, they're going into one of them is going into high school next year, and the other one's going into the 6th grade, so very much like this character. When you get into middle school and high school, things change, and so yeah, I definitely want to read this. It looks beautiful, and like I said, hits close to home. Bitterroot Omnibus. Now, I don't know if this is going to be an oversized book or if it's going to be a smaller scale book. All I know is that it's finally coming out all in one, all 15 issues, plus the Bitterroot Red Summer Special. You have Sanford Greed in here, David Walker, Chuck Brown. This is such a freaking awesome series. I've done a Hidden Gems on it. I've done a review of Volume 1. My buddy Kyle's the one that turned me onto this series because he was like, dude, you need to read it. It's this particular era nobody really writes about. And it's all about the Sanjari family, I believe. Not even close to how you pronounce it. But it's all set in the 20s, and oh my gosh, jazz plays a big part of it. And honestly, this would make an amazing animated series. $59.99. I hope it's oversized, but I'm just glad more people are exposed to the series, because I know there's several people that look at trade paperbacks and are like, no thank you. Shame on you all. Y'all should be reading no matter what. But, just kidding. Like, I get it. You are entitled to collect and read in whatever format you want to, but there are some books that are only available in trade and people miss out on them. So I'm happy that this is finally getting the exposure it needs for the people that collect only in hardcover format. Immortal Iron Fist and the Immortal Weapons Omnibus. So not only did Marvel decide to reprint the classic Ed Brubaker, Matt Fraction, David Aja's book, but they also threw in the Immortal Weapons era in here. So it's a Fenton omnibus, and I'm so glad they agreed to do that. Collecting Iron Fist 1 through 27 and the first annual, Immortal Iron Fist, Orson Randall and the Green Mist of Death, Origin of Danny Rand, Orson Randall and the Death Queen of California, Immortal Weapons 5-issue miniseries, Immortal Weapons sketchbook, and the material from Civil War Choosing Sides, and I Am an Avenger #1. So if you missed out on the first omnibus, now it's coming back and in a fatter format. So absolutely go and pick it up. It's a wonderful story that everybody should read. And even if you're on the fence about the character of Iron Fist, it's a great story. Don't judge it on the Netflix series. Unless you liked it, then this is better. Doom Patrol by Gerard Way and Nick Darrington, the deluxe edition. I've been waiting to read this book since I found out that Gerard Way was taking over Doom Patrol. Because Gerard Way, My Chemical Romance, I went into the Umbrella Academy thinking, let's see what this guy's about. This guy loved Doom Patrol by Grant Morrison. And it definitely shows in the way that he wrote Umbrella Academy. So when he got his dream book, I was like, oh, this is the book he's been wanting to write. Now, I haven't read a single page of this, but I've heard mixed reviews. A lot of people saying that might be part of the problem, that he was such a fanboy that he tries to channel Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison is out of this world. Like, seriously, they are out of this world the way they think and write. This collects Doom Patrol 1 through 12 and Tales from Doom Patrol Volume 2 Nada and Doom Patrol Weight of the Worlds 1 through 7. So I'm excited to read it and judge it for myself. I know others are like, it's overrated or it's not as good. But, one way to find out. And I always tell people that too. Judge it for yourself. Even if people are like, Trouble, Spider-Man One More Day, Batman Year 2. Who's saying that about Batman Year 2? Anybody that tells you, something's bad, you should always try it and judge it for yourself. So you could be like, holy crap, that was as bad as people said. They were right. I should have listened. But sometimes, you find Avengers The Crossing while everybody else is saying, all right. To wrap up the suggested reads or suggested books, The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, the Deluxe Edition hardcover. All 5 issues collected in here. It was one of my favorite reads last year. I believe the trade paperback came out in late 2020, if I'm not mistaken, but I have been anticipating this deluxe edition. It's going to add, it's not adding much to the story or anything, but they're adding extras in there, and I love that kind of stuff. And all 5 issues by Ram V, Felipe Andrade, with a brand new cover. And I hope it's in deluxe edition. It is $29.99, so I don't know if it'll be a standard size hardcover or an oversized hardcover. But if you've not read it, do yourself a favor. I'm going to push Maddie to actually do an old reader, new reader on it if she hasn't yet. So I'm actually trying to go back into old reader, new reader, like every Tuesday at 8 p.m. I'm trying to do it once a month. We're actually reading one, not Journey to the Center of the Earth. Oh, what is it? It's a Zoe Thorogood story, but we're reading that for this upcoming old reader, new reader on Tuesday at 8 p.m. And then the amazing Amanda and I are going back to doing old reader, new reader on March 21st, I think, for the Thor by Jason Aaron Omnibus Volume 1. So all of us are going to get to review that. So join us for those. Those are a lot of fun. But that's it for the list. If you're interested in purchasing any of these books, check out our sponsors.
If you're in Europe and you're interested in buying these books, definitely check out Walt's Comic Shop in Berlin, Germany. They have the cheapest pre-order prices, flat shipping rate of €12 for all EU countries, emails answered within 24 hours, waltscomicshop.com, And you can use the code nearmintcondition at checkout and get free shipping for all EU countries with your first order over 40 euros. That's Walt's Comic Shop, your reliable source for omnis and premium collected editions in Europe. Ding!
CheapGraphicNovels.com, your online home for graphic novels and collected editions up to 50% off cover price. They have excellent shipping and prompt and helpful service. Check out their bargain deals for up to 90% off cover price. And don't forget that CGN also takes pre-orders. That way you don't miss out on the hottest releases. And they are currently running a special promotion for you Minties. If you're a first-time customer, after receiving your order confirmation email, reply back to that email and let them know Near Mint Condition sent you their way. They will then apply a free shipping promotional credit to your next order in the US. Cheap Graphic Novels, your source for the hottest books with the kind of deep discount, quality shipping, and customer service that will keep you coming back for more.
That was my list again for suggested reads or must-buys or must-reads for the month of February. I would love to know your list, whether it's 5, 10, 11, 12, whatever it is. Leave your comments down below. And yeah, let me know out of my list what you're excited to get, what you're already pre-ordered, what you're going to buy day one. And let me know your thoughts, comments, questions, leave them down below. But that's it for me. Thank you again to our patrons for making videos like this possible. Everyone, stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.